What it is, what it do, it's your boy Swaney, aka Soup Todd. Today we're gonna get into the chapter 260 on Jujutsu Kaisen. So we're not even gonna be long with it. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Alright, so now we're gonna pick up where we left off with Yuji and Todo running full speed at Sukuna. So the chapter starts off and it shows us what actually was replaced for Todo's hand. It's called a vibra slap. It's described as like a percussion instrument with a metal piece on the inside of a wooden box that vibrates like crazy whenever it's hit, and it produces like this unique sound. Moving on the next panel, it shows the three fighters and they're like suspended midair, and then we get like a more in-depth definition of Todo's curse technique, which is said to have been altered from the applause that he used to do with two of his hands to the vibrations of the metal piece against the wooden box. So now instead of swapping whenever he clapped like one time, he's allowed to swap like 50 times now, which is kind of crazy. All right, Gege playing favorites again. Anyway, then the panel shifts to a close-up of all three of them. You got Yuji looking like laser focused, Sukuna looking about as smug as usual, and then Todo has like a sinister smile just creeping across his face. And then we get into Yuji's perspective, and it says that Yuji is picking up on what's going down, and he deduces that Todo himself and Sukuna are all in like a roulette, and they're just swapping places with Todo's curse technique. Both Yuji and Sukuna, then they load up attacks to get ready to knock each other out. But before anything can happen, Todo activates his curse technique. He swaps him and Yuji to put Yuji in the perfect position to just knock the taste out of Sukuna's mouth. I mean, at this point, it's just like Sukuna just doesn't really know what's going on. He's getting hit, and he doesn't know how he's getting hit, really. It's stated that Todo imposed a binding vow on himself, directly relating to the oscillations of the vibra slap to the amount of swaps, along with the target and its effective range. So whatever he did with Yuta in that training arc really helped him out, because he was able to increase the range of his curse technique, but also able to increase how many times he can swap, and then the amount of targets. So, and then from this, the narrator notes say that he was able to successfully extract the other sorcerers from Sukuna's domain. So now we get the three just standing amidst the smoke and the debris of the battlefield. And so Sukuna starts to think to himself, and he's like, all right, damn, I did not want this guy of anybody to show up. And on top of that, he showed up at the moment that I least expected him to show up. And he states that Todo is like really self-centered, and his resolve makes him like the hardest of all the sorcerers to slay. So then Sukuna leaps into the air, and Todo attempts to kick him, but like Sukuna does some type of weird move where he dodges midair. And then Todo makes a mental note of this. He says, all right, I know he can do that. I don't know how he did it, but I know he can do it. And so from a distance, Yuji just launched this boulder at Sukuna. And this is where we really see the dynamic teamwork that really took out Mojito. Without even communicating, Todo and Yuji are just like on one brainwave when it comes to like fighting with each other. So Todo switches Yuji in the boulder, and this allows Yuji to just land this devastating kick on Sukuna. But we all know this is the king of curses. So Sukuna like immediately grabs Yuji by the face, and before he can even make his next move, Todo already swapped Yuji, positioning him right behind Sukuna, allowing him just to land a free body shot. And then we got the panel flipping over to Todo, Sukuna, and Yuji all just standing like within arm's reach of each other, similar to how Maharaga and Sukuna stood in Shibuya before they started engaging into kind of like hand-in-hand combat. Sukuna comes to the conclusion that it's nearly impossible to predict Todo's boogie woogie, seeing as he's able to dictate how many times he wants to swap it at will. But Sukuna does think that there's a chance that he can predict when Todo will do the swap, and he believes it's centered around when Yuji's focus is heightened. So at this moment, he believes that he's pinpointed the moment when Yuji's about to strike. So bam, he believes Todo's gonna go for a feint and not swap Yuji. So Sukuna plans to just strike Yuji right there where he's standing. But all of a sudden, one of Mei's crows appears behind Sukuna. And so he's like, oh my God, I misread this move. Thinking that they swap with the crow, Sukuna turns towards the crow and tries to kick it, but this boy, Todo, then hit Sukuna with another gotcha moment. Yuji never switched, so this leaves Sukuna wide open. And what happens when he gets left wide open? Bam! Yuji lands a black flash on his, following up from the black flash. Immediately following up on his black flash attack, Yuji claw-like hands, he takes it and he digs it into Sukuna's chest, and he just starts to rip out Sukuna's flesh. And while he's ripping out Sukuna's flesh, he has like this deranged look in his eyes. And so then the narrator note states that due to his efficiency, all this energy that Sukuna's lost, he's only dropped down to Yuta's level. So that's kind of crazy if you think about it. All these strikes, I remember Yuji landed like 7 black flashes on Sukuna. And so to think that he's only down to Yuta's level, which is a crazy level to even be at, is crazy. The narrative states that if he's able to recover his burnt out technique, that he can use the domain expansion as many times as he wants. So just as Sukuna's opened his domain expansion, he sees a mysterious figure appear in the smoke in kind of the distance. And then the narrator note states that Sukuna was having a vision of a man that he buried with his own hand. And then it reads, the departed spirit of the strongest. It also says that there's no mistaking those eyes. So right here, I don't know what we're going to get. It seems like Gojo's back. It gives like this ominous feeling that Gojo's back, but the smoke and the state of beatdown that Yuji is putting on Sukuna right now, I don't know if this is completely real. And then it says a vision, and then it says the spirit. So I don't know. There's no break next week, so we're going to get into it. You guys, let me know what you think about the chapter, what else you want to hear, how many more chapters we're going to do. We're going to be doing some more manga reviews on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the chapter. If I missed something, I'm not an expert on this, so don't get me wrong. So if I missed something or I misquoted something, let me know in the comments. You know, as usual, it's your boy Swaney, aka Suit Tide. I'm out. Peace.